What's up, everybody? Trip Smith here, and welcome to episode 11 of the Reply Line. So happy to have you here. If you guys are watching the replay, hey, that's wonderful. For all you folks who are here live, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you were able to catch these good times. So today, we're going to go over a few things. First, I have an interesting comment to share with you folks first, and then we will go over a few different points. We are going to talk about things like, here we go, SUP surfing. Like surfing on an iSUP, maybe a GNU and skiff comparison. Someone has a question about that. Then we will talk about an inflatable SUP and if it leaks air. Do you need, or does it last a whole trip and things like that? I have a question about that. Then we will talk about the Blackwater 12 kayak. All right, so we have some good questions, and can't wait to hit those. And as soon as we're done with those questions, I'm going to go directly to our live audience, and we are going to be answering questions from all those wonderful people there. So thank you, folks, for showing up if you are here live. I really appreciate it. And if you're not here live, go ahead and click this bell icon right here that is somewhere on your device or your computer so that you are notified whenever we go live for the next supply line. All right, now let's see who we got here. Tom Griffin, what's up? Let's see, Julius, Keith, Nate, Kathy. Hey, Kathy, welcome to your first live chat. I'm so happy to have you here. And Chris Bentz, thank you all for being here. All right, so let's see here. Quick couple little updates really quick. This morning, I just finished being a guest on a podcast for a good gentleman. It was a really good time. We spoke for almost an hour. It is the Man Up podcast. You can check it out on whatever podcasting service you listen to. But I don't know when that episode's coming out, but I will be sharing it on like Facebook and stuff whenever it does come out. Probably here on YouTube. So be sure to check that out. He has some pretty interesting questions. We had a good time. And also, just a little while ago, I might be a little sweaty and nasty. I don't know. Just finished washing the skiff because I'm about to apply some wax to the top, to the whole deck, everything where I applied the gel coat and stuff to protect that as we are getting ready to go to the beach on a family trip for 4 days. As long as our reservation goes through with all this COVID stuff, we're not really sure if our reservation is like secure. I got confirmation through Airbnb, but I don't know, not like legit. I don't know. We're crossing our fingers, to say the least. So I'm going to wax the boat because I plan on doing a day trip, just to hang out with the family one day. And then one night I plan on filming a night of, hopefully, crabbing at night. So that should be a good time that you guys get to look forward to. All right, so let's get to it, folks. All right, first question, or actually the first comment we're going to address is a funny and interesting one. This one comes from Swashbuckling Adventures. He says, is this a Blackfin commercial or a level of Frogger I've never played? Good for you, man. Great video. Props, respect. Of course, he is making a comment on the video where I took the Blackfin inflatable SUP down like the Little Choctawhatchee River. It was like after the hurricane and stuff. It was raining. It was nasty. It was kind of cold. And there were 100 trees that I had to drag over, go under, go around, some nonsense. It was a very fun overnight trip that I will never forget. I really enjoyed it, and it turned out to be a fantastic video. If you folks haven't seen that video, go check it out, all right? That's going to be, I forget the name of it, but what is the name of that one? I don't know, but you can type in Little Choctawhatchee Trip Smith or Blackfin Paddleboard Trip Smith, and it will be one of them that come up, and you will see me dragging a paddleboard over a log on the thumbnail. Pretty good. Hope you guys enjoy that if y'all choose to go watch it. All right, so next question, or first question, is from Jack Muchler. Jack, he says, he's commenting on the Choosing the Right SUP video where I kind of go over when you're looking at different inflatable SUPs. He asked, but how does it surf? How does an inflatable stand-up paddleboard surf? Well, I'm not a great surfer, so I can't really answer that question. I have done some surfing on it, but like I said, I'm not that good at it. But I guess that they surf fine because they do make some surf models. Now, I do have some long, narrow models that don't really surf well, but you can still catch waves on them and kind of keep paddling. They call it kind of like downwind surfing ish. But as for like surfing in the surf, you need kind of a wider fun board for that. And there are a few companies who make those type boards. I know that Red Paddle Co. does. I think that iRocker makes one. But really and truly, if you want a surfing paddleboard, you need something that's kind of short and fat, and it's supposed to surf pretty good. Granted, they don't surf as well as a real surfboard because the edges of it, of a paddleboard, are kind of more rounded versus sharper angles on a surfboard, which allow you to cut and stuff more than you can on an inflatable paddleboard. But you can still do it. I still have a good time, and I'm actually going to be taking an inflatable paddleboard with us this weekend, and I might try to do a little surfing on it, so I might have to get back with you on that if we get some waves. All right, next question is from Clay B. Clay says, "Hey man, started watching your channel and the adventures are awesome." Glad you enjoy them, Clay. "I'm not far from you and have been looking at the Gheenoes and skiff boats to start making some trips like you've posted. What's your recommendation between a skiff and Gheenoe, and where's some of the best places to take either or?" Well, if you're local in my area, some of the best places to go are some of the places that I've been. It doesn't necessarily have to be the places where I've been on my Gheenoe or my skiff, but just any of the videos that I've created, I go to, probably the best places around, right? Because that's where I want to create a video. So if you just go around and pick a location that has the kind of things you want to do, the stuff you want to see, you can access most of those on a skiff or a Gheenoe. Most, unless it's obvious, like Econfina Creek or something, the upper part of that, you couldn't do that. But, just use your best judgment and just, check out some of the things I've done, I guess, would be my best answer for that. But, like, if you want a cool, hangout spot for, a skiff, I would have to say Phillips Inlet is pretty cool, which is down between Panama City and Destin. That is a really nice spot. And then, Cypress Spring, Holmes Creek's pretty cool, and Merritt's Mill Pond. That's a good one to explore on a skiff. All right, so what's the difference in the Gheenoe and the skiff? Well, we'll go over some of that really quick. I will take you guys right here. Now, here is a photo of my Gheenoe here on your left, and then the skiff, the IPB-14 over here. Now, the Gheenoe is 15.5 foot long. This skiff is 14.5 foot long. Now, you guys can probably notice the shapes are different, of course. This skiff is wider, and it has a wider stern, right? But I would say some of the main differences are going to be, or the main differences that I was looking at, is right here. You can tell in these photos. See, we have a very flat bottom here on the front of the Gheenoe, and we have more of a V bow shaped entry for the skiff. Now, also, if you look here at the sides of the boats, let's see, this is kind of the better photo for this. You can see there's a lot more depth in the side of this skiff, right, versus the Gheenoe. So this just allows the boat to handle a little bit heavier water, a little bit, bigger waves. And also, if you notice, this is actually angled in on the Gheenoe versus slightly angled out on the skiff. So whenever a wave hits this on the Gheenoe, it actually has more of a tendency to go up and over and into the boat, and that angle is pronounced all the way to the front. So if a wave hits you here, like if you're going head on into a wave, a lot of it's going to be coming over, and it doesn't have this little combing, I believe they call it, over the side to kind of stop some of the spray. So essentially, the biggest difference is that your biggest difference is what kind of water it can safely handle. You can handle more chop in a skiff. You can't handle excessive seas in that skiff unless you're going really slow and just really are very good at navigating through chop, which is something that you kind of learn. But the Gheenoe has a lot higher probability of swamping from a wave and stuff like that. But it does better in a creek and stuff because it is a little bit narrower and is easier at turning and stuff. So, it's kind of whichever type of grounds or water you're going to find yourself navigating in. If you're in kind of open, plan on crossing bays or being out in bays or larger lakes, you probably want to get the skiff. If you're going to be, primarily or most all the time in creeks and rivers, you're probably going to enjoy the Gheenoe more. Both of them are about the same stability-wise. The skiff may be a little more stable, but other than that, they're pretty similar. All right. So, great question, Clay. I enjoy talking about that. All right. Next question is from a gentleman named Juan Hutto. Juan says, I'm rewatching the Choctahatchee video. I believe he's talking about the most recent one I did on the inflatable SUP. And really, this is the one that sold me on an iSUP. Awesome. Oh, actually, no. He's talking about, the one where I drug the iSUP over all the logs. I guarantee you that's what he's talking about. I assume you take a pump with you in case, but how much air have you found the board needs on a trip? How much air does it lose overnight? Well, Juan, I have found out that inflatable paddleboards do not lose much air, if any, on an overnight or a multi-day trip. I have done 3-day trips on inflatable SUPs and maybe even a 4-day, and I have never had to or needed to add air. Granted, it might lose a smidgen if you're checking it, but really and truly, you can still paddle these boards even when they are probably at 8 psi or maybe even less than that. But one thing that I also tested is that I've left several of mine inflated for over a month, probably 2 or 3 months solid. They were inflated the whole time, and never did they really lose pressure. They're still absolutely usable. Granted, they might lose a touch, but it's no big deal, I promise you. But if you are concerned about you losing air pressure, which is not a big deal, there is an answer for you. So you, of course, can carry your large pump. It's probably, I don't know, most of them are about probably 36 inches tall, 3 feet tall. But they do have another product that I thought about getting when I first got an inflatable paddleboard, and that is the K-Pump. If you guys look at these pumps here, essentially it's a small micro pump that you can use to inflate a inflatable paddleboard. You just need to get the correct fitting with it, which might even come with it. But basically, what sets this pump apart from others is it's able to hand pump up to a higher PSI, right? And they have several models, as you can tell with the difference in them. I'm not totally sure. I was familiar on it at one time, but I'm not anymore. But I think the mini might even work, but I think the larger ones get to higher PSI. So I guess it kind of depends on the PSI of your board. What are we doing? Here we go. Depends on the PSI of your board. Was I even showing that at all? I probably wasn't. You can get one if you want to, but I've found that you don't necessarily need it. I no longer bring a pump with me at all whenever I go, and I feel good. And some people may think, okay, well, what if I get a hole in my board and I repair it and then I need to air it back up? Well, the thing about that is, yeah, you can bring the repair kit and all, but if you read the instructions for the glue that most of the time doesn't come with the repair kit, you need to let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, maybe even longer, before you can put pressure to the board. So essentially, most people don't just have the luxury of being able to sit there for 48 hours or 24 hours while their board is being repaired while they're out on an adventure. So just know that an inflatable paddleboard's pretty doggone tough, and if you do get a hole in it, you probably should just come up with another plan. Actually, that was my plan. Don't know what that plan was, but get out somehow. But I don't think you need to worry too much, Juan. All right, next question is from Michigan Prepper. He asked, or they ask, a trip I'm thinking about. Hey Trip, I guess that's what he's trying to say. Hey Trip, I'm thinking about getting a kayak. Never had one before. I was looking at the Seastream Backwater 12. Do you have any knowledge, perhaps? Pros or cons on the Blackwater 12? I'm new to your channel, and during this lockdown, I've watched most of your videos. Yes, I've logged a lot of hours. LOL. Good stuff. Like to see more camping, catch and cook, fishing, kayak videos. I hear you loud and clear, Michigan, and you might see some more of those videos. All right, so I went and took a look at the Seastream Backwater 12. So let's go take a quick look at it. Here we are. Here, so this is the they say feel free, but it's not really a feel free. It is a Seastream, as he stated. So a $430 kayak. You got some decent photos here of it, and it's a kind of your I guess run-of-the-mill 12-foot kayak. It looks like it has a pretty decent seat, some adjustability in the back, a small cargo hold in the rear. and bungees on the front deck, and handles fore and aft. So, will this kayak work? Absolutely, it will work, but typically you can get other 12-foot kayaks that have dry storage front and back if you're getting a sit-in. And really and truly, if you are electing for a sit-in kayak, I would probably elect for a model, or I would suggest a model that has some sort of dry storage, because that's one of the advantages of a sit-in kayak. Typically, having that dry storage just makes things so much better, and you are able to put all your gear in somewhere dry and have it secured, and just it's protected in there. So if you are going to elect for that one, it doesn't have any storage in the front that's dry. You have to stuff it all in front of your feet. And then for the back, it has kind of a shallow little cargo space back there. It does have bungees, but I don't know if you're going to be camping on this thing or not. But if you're going to be camping, I would suggest a different model if you can find it in that price range. And I believe you can. Just getting on Facebook Marketplace, being as this is your first kayak, my suggestion to everyone on their first kayak is to buy used. Get on somewhere like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, buy one that you think is what you like, buy it used, pay whatever it's worth, try to get a decent deal on it, just whatever. It doesn't really matter a whole lot, because what your plan is to use this kayak, figure out if you like it. If you like it, great, you got a good deal on a used kayak. If not, sell it for what you paid for it, and then you'll have a better idea of what kind of kayak would better suit your needs. So that would be my suggestion to you. Now, would that kayak work if your heart's just set on it? Sure, it would work. Like I tell people, anything that gets you on the water and gets you out there is fine, and it will work. To an extent. There are some out there that I probably would say, nah, probably not. But this one, you should be good to go. All right, I think it will be a good starter kayak for you. All right, folks, I love getting your questions and comments. Thank you all for leaving these on YouTube videos, Facebook messages, Instagram, wherever. I really appreciate them. And hey, if you have a question or something, if you just happen to leave one on a or on a video somewhere, you never know, you may see it here on the reply line. So keep asking those questions. All right, so now we are going to go to our live audience and see what they have to say. They have been chatting it up a little bit here. Let's see what is going on, what kind of questions we have here. Trip Dip Rewild, I hope you got to enjoy enough of the video. He said he had to go early. We got Peter from Denmark, people from Milton, Florida on the Blackwater. What's up, Steven? Let's see here. Hey, Coleman. What's up, man? How are you doing? Let's see here. People from Wisconsin. All right, here. Tom Griffin, he asked, do you still have your Ginu? No, I don't. I sold my Ginu, and I was sad to see her go when I sold her, but I just couldn't afford to keep two boats. Didn't have enough room in my shop, really, to keep two boats and keep it looking decent in there. So I sold the Ginu, and, I kind of did what I wanted to do with it. So I was okay with, I guess, letting it go. Since I was able to get the little skiff, now I can have a little more adventures in more open water, which is something I've been wanting to do. So, no, I don't have it, but I do miss it. I wish I could have kept it. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Wayne Cousins said the lockdown has been eased in UK, so now he is allowed to go paddleboarding. Fantastic. Glad to hear that. Let's see here. Bob McElroy, he asks, what's up, Bob? He says, must have missed it. The price for Rockadock this year, what is it? It is still $75, just like last year, Bob. I think that is a pretty good price for 5 days and a free T-shirt, a free breakfast, and who else knows what all kind of stuff we may get thrown into the mix this year. So that pays for your camping. I know Bob knows this, but for everyone else, that pays for your camping, parking, everything you need for 4 nights. That is a pretty doggone good deal. And plus, you get the T-shirt and the meal and stuff. So I think it's pretty good. And it's a great time. So good question, Bob. If anyone's looking for more information on Rockadock, you can go to tripsmith.live and click on Rockadock there, and you will see just a lot of good info on there. Let's see here. Oh, didn't see that K-pump. Yes, I can show it. Did I forget to click this when I went to look at the K-pump? I thought I did. K-pump is right here. Boom. Here's the K100 K-pump. Let's see. There you go. It's just a hand pump. It's pretty small compared to of course, the bigger pumps that come with stand-up paddleboards, especially this Mini. But let's look. I think the Mini only goes up to a certain PSI. Yeah, reaches up to 9 PSI. So I think that is why these larger pumps are needed. Like this K40, it looks a little bigger. You'll probably just have to go and look at the specs, but still, they are pretty nice looking paddleboards. See, there's a good size comparison for it. See, they're using this to pump up. It looks like a whitewater raft or something. So those are pretty good pumps. Sorry I didn't show that. I'm still kind of newish to this software that I'm using called OBS to broadcast this live stream. All right, let's see. Oh, hey, Mom, love you too. Glad you stopped by to say you love me. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. Question. Thanks, Ben, for starting your question with a question mark. That really helps me as I'm scrolling through the chat so I can see what message is a question. So if you have a question, start with a question mark. Help me out a little bit. I see a lot of people are doing it. Thank y'all. Love you, folks. All right, Ben Cotherman, he asks, do you ever plan on getting a bigger motor for the skiff? Ben, no, I don't. I trust that motor, and the boat runs 29 miles an hour, and really and truly, it kind of I don't think it could handle a lot more weight back there. And do I need the motor back there? A bigger motor? No. Do I want one? Absolutely. I'd love to have one, but really and truly, to be honest with you, my eyes are kind of still looking around like they always are at different boats and different skiffs, and I'm kind of liking a Boston Whaler for some future videos or for my next boat, maybe like next season, because and when you ask about a bigger motor, those, even the 13-foot, I've seen people putting like 40s and 60s on them, and they still sit good and level in the water, and you can't sink them. They're tough as nails. They'll go through anything. That's kind of the boat that I think I would like to have. So, no, I'm probably going to keep the old Mercury 25 two-stroke on the IPB skiff, and then whenever I trade into something else, I will be aiming for a larger motor. Good question. All right, let's see here. Wayne Cousins, he asks, Trip, what and when is your next adventure? My next adventure is going to be going to the beach with the family, and then I do plan on a single or one of those nights just going out, just not like camping, but going out at night and trying to net a bunch of crabs at night. And I plan on filming that for you folks, so I think that should be a good time. But then after that, what I would like to do, my next adventure, is to go down to St. Vincent Island, which is between Apalachicola and Mexico Beach, and circumnavigate that island. It's like a 50-something mile round trip around that island. It's a really cool island. They have like some sort of big deer, elk-like deer on it. It's a lot of different animals and stuff. It's just a cool area that I've heard about and I would like to go check out, and I'll be doing that on the skiff. So I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, my next adventure, I believe, if things go as I desire, are to do the big loop down from Panama City to Destin in the Gulf, like a 50-mile stretch there, and then loop back through on the ICW back to Panama City. That's like 100-and-something mile trip there. Tucker, do you need something really quickly? What is it?
I found an Easter egg hiding.
My little boy's been standing here trying to get my attention. He said, I found an Easter egg that was hidden. Well, fantastic, buddy. All right, can I get back to this? And I'll get with you in just a few minutes, all right? Love you, man. Kids, you found an Easter egg. He was proud of that. All right, next question. DJ Kaiser, he says, are you taking jam requests for Rockadoc? My Favorite Memory by Merle Haggard. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could play you that. Is your wife here now, DJ? Let me know that. All right, because I know that song really well. All right, and you may get it in this video. I don't know. We'll see. Hang out, DJ. All right, Julius Moto Kilikli, he says, what workouts would you suggest to be in good shape for a sup? Your thoughts on kettlebells as a possible solution? I think kettlebells are great. Really, I think anything is great that gets you moving. Now, what would I suggest for a sup? Really and truly, I would just suggest just general conditioning, general fitness. I don't know what your fitness level is, but do you need anything specific to be on a sup? No, you really don't. Now, if you are, I'd say, an advanced sup paddler and you want to get better, all right, then you may want to, find some focused, movements and workouts to do specifically for SUP. But I'm gonna guess, I don't know, maybe you are, but I'm gonna guess, you're like me and you're not really that great at supping, and you don't do it that much, like at a professional level. So just general body weight movements. If you could deadlift, if you could squat, you do push-ups, crunches, general core workouts, just some full body workouts is what I would suggest to most people. Now, if you are, like I said, more advanced than that, you may want to switch it up and just get out there and just get after it. Be honest with you, whatever hurts, kind of. Whatever, not like pain hurts, but whatever is a struggle for you, that's what you want to do. I don't know, get out there, like something I like to do after my workout, do 100 burpees for time, right? See if you can beat, what's my time, like 5 minutes doing that? I think a little under 6 minutes, or is it 5 minutes? Something like that. 100 burpees for time is a good one. Try that. When you knock that out of the park, let me know. I'm doing totally a joke, but I do burpees like that. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, kettlebells are great. You can do a lot of workouts with kettlebells. So I'm sorry I didn't go really into detail about that because that's kind of a pretty broad question. But I really, really like the question. All right, Fat Guy in a Little Boat said, need a bigger shop. Oh yeah, I need a bigger shop. But first, I need a bigger pocketbook, and that's one thing that's hard to get, all right? All right, let's see here. Bob McElroy, he said, awesome, thank you on the price. He'll be bringing some others with him this time if they can still make it. Fantastic, Bob. Can't wait to see you and whoever you bring. I know they'll be good people, buddy. All right, wow, yeah. All right, Aaron, he asked about the Stabicraft 1550. Looks pretty cool for boats. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm gonna show this to you folks because, yes, this is a very, very, very cool boat. If my computer will work. There it is. My S is jacked up, so forgive me. Yeah, I mean, if I could see, I've already clicked that and watched that. I've already clicked this and been here and here. Yeah, I'm very aware of what the 1550 Stabicraft is. That would probably that might be like the top of my list. But man, that thing's expensive. But it is bad to the bone, folks. Let's just go some quick photos. Where's some pictures of it? I don't really have any. Why don't they get big? Wow. I mean, all right, it's an all aluminum boat. It's like very, very well made. It's like a stealth fighter, but it's only 15 feet. And I mean, it is jam up. Probably would go anywhere, and you'd have a good time on it. But I mean, if I won the lotto, that probably would be one of the first boats I buy. That is no lie. I would love to have a Stabicraft. Look, a 15-foot boat with a 75 on it. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Looks like futuristic. All aluminum. No maintenance hardly. Everything is good to go. It will go through anything, I believe. Yeah, and they even float when you swamp them. So I would love to have that. But I forget how much they are. But they are, I didn't even go to it. You guys didn't get to see it. Man, I'm so silly. Let's look at it. Here's the Stabicraft. Boom. It's this aluminum sweet boat that you guys just heard me talk about. I'm so sorry, folks. I'm still learning, like I said. But it's very awesome. Very awesome. But like I said, it is out of my price range. So, I don't know. One day, I mean, if you want to donate one, I'll be good with that. All right, Aaron. All right, let's see here. He's all right. Trip dip. That's right. I'm ready for some trip dips down at the beach. That's what I'm talking about. All right, DJ. She's not here, but she'll be at Rockadock. All right, yeah. I will sing that one for absolutely at Rockadock. I like that song. I know it very well. All right. Let's see here. Ken No. He asks, ever think about floating the Paul River up in the Nolichucky in Tennessee and North Carolina on a long trip? Also, what do you think about a one-man inflatable pontoon boats for old, out-of-shape guy? All right, Ken, no, I've never thought about paddling that specific river. I haven't. I've never heard of it. But and have I thought about going up there? So technically, no. But have I thought about going anywhere? Absolutely, I have. But unfortunately, where I'm at right now, it's just not wise for me to spend the time and the resources that are limited right now for me that it takes to travel that far. Like if I drive up there for a day and spend a day driving and then get up there and film for 2 or 3 days and then drive back home, that took me 5 days to do that, and I got one video for you good folks out of that. Or I could stay around my local area still. There's obviously some adventures that I haven't presented to you folks yet, which I'm still checking off my list. I could essentially get 2 videos out of that same time and probably would cost me less money. So it's less time and resources I have to devote towards a trip. Now sometimes I might venture off and do a bigger trip. Granted, I really haven't done many, but I would like to. And if I'm going to, there's other places I'm probably going to go first, like the Florida Keys, or the Devil's River in Texas, or the Buffalo River in Arkansas. There's some other places that I probably would hit first. But I appreciate the suggestion, and I will try to remember to put that on my list. All right. Let's see here. Alexi says, I'm a wonderful father. Thank you. I try to be, the best father. Absolutely. I hope I am the best father in the world. All right, let's see here. And Ken, you also asked about the inflatable pontoon boat. I think I know what you're talking about. I've never used one. It probably would work just fine, for like drifting more so than paddling. 'Cause I think you're talking about the ones that have the oars. I'm sure they would work. I don't know much about them, but anything that'll get you out there, if you're older and a little out of shape, if it'll get you there, that'll work. But I have seen people who might, sort of fit your description a little bit, I guess, who will find themselves in a solo canoe or something. You can get some that are pretty wide and short, and so they work really well. They haul a lot of gear, they hold a lot of weight, and they're pretty forgiving. That is probably what I would suggest you try first, because that inflatable pontoon, it might be all right, but you get into some tight places, it may get a little tricky on you. Okay. All right, folks. Well, there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Reply Line. I'm not sure when we'll be coming back for the next episode. Probably going to be like, what is that? Probably going to be like Wednesday. That's like over a week from now. I'm so sorry, but the way that, actually, unless I can get one, stick one in Sunday, but the way that our family vacation is working out, we are leaving. I'm going to work tomorrow for 24 hours, then I will be at the beach for 4 days, and then I will be at work for 48 hours, working a little overtime or trading time with a friend who needed to be off. So that won't put me being free until Sunday afternoon, maybe, or Wednesday. So look forward to hanging out with you folks. One of those opportunities, and hey, you never know, I may be going live or something when I'm at the beach. I would like to do that for you folks, just to kind of give, kind of touch bases, because I've really enjoyed being here with you folks live every once in a while. All right, folks, take care of yourselves. God bless. Get out there. I appreciate each and every one of you who are here live. I really, really do, and I hope you folks enjoy the Reply Line as much as I do, because I really, really do. Yes, I will have a great time, Peter, or do our best to, if we get to go, if our reservation doesn't get canceled, but I think we'll be all right. All right, folks, take care of yourselves. Let me figure out how to end this joker. Sometimes it seems like I always just kind of forget how to do it, but I've got it right here. Figured out. All right, folks, take care. Love you. Get out there.